Okay, so what we're going to build, right, is a class that holds bank account details, right? So first of all, we just start by writing we just start by calling, including our header file hash io stream. Then I am using this kind of namespace using namespace std just like that. Then we start by declaring our class, and we'll give it a certain name. We can call it bank, or we can put any name of choice, right? Then you have to put these curly brackets or brace, opening brace and closing brace, and put a semicolon here that will make this look like, or that will make it a class. Then since our class have private information private data, or data members, or data functions, or data methods, and a public data which will hold public member functions, member methods, which this part, the public, is accessible within the main part, but the private is not accessible in the main function. The main function which I'm meaning here, which I'm saying here, is int main, just like that. Okay, let me just write a 10-0. But any data member or method within the public section within the class bank is able to access what will be written in the private. But the thing, or the only thing which we are able to do, is to call the public within the main, right? So this is a class of a bank, and we want to give some information, some data, some member variables which we are going to use. Since when creating a bank account, right, we'll request something like a customer ID or customer national ID, just like that. But let me just start by using a character code name, with how many, with which will contain, like, let's say the name can be a length of 15 characters, right? Then a character of surname, s-name, which is the same name, right, which will contain 12 again characters. I'm hoping that the user is his name and surname is just less than 12 characters. Then after that we will require something like the customer national ID, right? Or yeah, so national ID will be stored in a character again. Yeah, because most of the national IDs include a a letter, yeah, within them. So let me just say a n ID, just like that, right? Then it's going to contain like 13 or 15 characters. Okay, so let me just put my semicolon here. So after we store the user's ID, we also need the user's email, phone number, etc. So it's more like this. So let me just say the phone number will be using an integer, right? Yeah, is it? Yeah, I hope this one will store in the, or maybe we should use something like a double. Okay, let me just use the int for a while. The importance of declaring these classes, right, is that we will be able, if we face an error within our program run, we're able to maintain our program, to just correct the private part, and the rest of the program will be fine, right? Yeah, so let me just say int phone. Then on our email, right, we're going to use the character. So some of the emails may be, let's just say 30 characters, 30 character what length, we never know. So, or some emails will be just like within a few lines, or some will have a bigger domain, so let's just not be limited. Yeah, okay, so while writing this, right, there are kind of like more information which you might need, like a account type, right? So account type, right, maybe the person wants to use a standard or a premium or a savings account, right? just like that. Then let's say name, surname, national ID, phone number, email, maybe physical address, right, or yeah, because that's the information which is required in a bank account. So we should write everything which we think a bank account will require. So it's like character, what, a physical address, p address, just like this. Okay, then this one will be long, right, because the person should just write that physical address in one line, right? So let's just give that person 40, that variable data type, 40 characters. So just like this, right? What other thing we might require? So let's say in the future, right, we want to ask a user to enter his username and a password. So it will be like this, right? Let me just say the username will be character, then a user, just like this. Then a username will just include like let's say at least 10 characters, not at least, to the maximum of 10 characters. And our password, right, will be pass a word, just like this. And let me just include what the password, let's say maybe, because we want something like 6 characters, so let me just say 7, just like this. Yeah, then we are done up with the writing our private a member datas, which we member variables. Now we want to go to the public part. This is where we write all the function, the member functions, or the member method, which we will later call within the main part. So let me just, for example, like this, right? Okay, we need a function, right? The thing which I just forgot is we will be dealing with money in a, okay, dealing with the money, right? So what we will do, right, is like this. Okay, you have to call out this one, because this one will be float amount, right? Yeah, since we'll be dealing with amount, so we're going to be depositing, withdrawing. So if we call out deposit, will it be good, or this is something which you call in the functions, because there is an amount which you're going to be displayed. But in case if we need it, let's just do it once, right? Yeah, once, because so that if it is not used, then it's not big, it have no effect, or you just delete, but it's no effect. So now we want to write a function, right, a member method, a member function that will enable a user to make a what. Okay, so let me just start like this, right? We want to make a deposit, right? So there is an amount, right? What we need to do, we will need to get information from a user, right? Yeah, let me do this by writing for it, right? Let's say get or set amount in our curly brackets, right? As you can see, we need to put like an int, what? int int amount, but or int m is int money. Then checking this whole thing, right, we go below our main program. That's where we're going to be defining our class functions, right? So first of all, what you need to do, right, is to write this void, then write the name of the class, then put these two colons and press enter, just like this. Then within our brackets, we have to just write the int main, just like this. Then now, so we're going to set a, to say amount, right? It should be m, the value of m should be assigned to the amount, just like this. But what you need to do, right, we want to check if our program runs well. So what we do is click compile and run, and we need to save it. Let's call it our bank, right, class, and click save. So the program will just go and check line by line if there's any error. There's no error, that's why the program has successfully run. So now we want to write if another member function, which will what, display the amount to the screen, right? Just like as simple as that. So we write int what, show amount, then brackets, then then we put a semicolon here. Then at the area where we defining what our member functions, we do this. Okay, we say, since we used an integer, we said we are dealing with an integer, we want to show an integer value, but or you want to shoot a floating point number because we're dealing with amount. So that's an error which we did here. We say float, then float, because we want to deal with floating number and float. But yeah, now, so in order to define our member function here, we just say float, right? Then we state the name, the name of our class type, then put a colon, then we click on where it says show amount, just like that. Then we'll come here and open our curly braces, or our opening brace and closing brace, and we input information which want our program to display to the screen. So we want to display what? We want to display the value of amount to the screen, right? Yeah, so let's do this. We write amount, the same keyword which we used in our private data, right? We write amount, but we want to retain it, so more like we want it to be shown to the screen, so we say retain amount. So let me just put this and test our program if there's any error. If there's no error, it will show like this. Now we want to check the functionality of our program, right? So within the main the main function of our program, we do this. Okay, we declared a class, right? A class called what? Bank. We write bank. Then we need to to give this bank what, if a name. So it's more like we are saying int m is int m, because we are what, declaring a variable. Now we want to declare a variable of type bank, type class bank, just like that. So let me just use user one, right, and put our semicolon here. Then now, for us to be able to use all the member functions within the public part of our class, what we need to do, we just write user, the same syntax way, the same way which we wrote, which we declared the user variable. We say user one dot, just like this. Now it shows the data members in the class which you are able to access, just like that. So we're able to access like set amount and what, show amount, but we want to set an amount, right, just like this. Then which amount do you want to set? Maybe we want to set 6, right? 6, right? 5. Then you close this. Then we want to show that amount to the screen, so let me just say see out, so that there will be a space end line, right? Or let me just give it a name, a name which will be printed, a statement which will be printed to the console application or output, right? Just like this. This is your balance, right? Just like this, balance. Then let me put a $sign here. Then it's going to what? Okay, not like this. Now if we want to print out we have to call this member function a show amount. But how do we do it? We just do it the same way when we call other member functions. So we say user1 dot what show amount, just like this. Then we close it. But now I want to check if there are any errors. So let's just compile and run it. Yes, there is an error because I didn't put this what a less than what 2 signs, which will be used whenever we use an end line. So let's just compile and run our program. As you can see, this is your amount, right? $5. You see the program, right, captured 5, right, the value of 5. Then it went to this what member functions, and it inserted the value of 5 within M. Then the value of 5 was assigned to amount which was declared in the private data of the class, just like this. But we can style this up because we want a human interaction, right? Since we want a human interaction, we're going to request an input from the user. So we can say since we're dealing with a floating point numbers, right, we say float, then we give a variable name. Let's say balance, right? Or yeah, balance. Let's just say balance for now, or let's say balance, or let's say money. Okay, let me just write balance or in fact money. Okay, man or amount. So okay, money, yeah, something different, just like this. Now what we need to do, right, let me just cancel everything, this part, so that you understand. Now just forget everything about classes for now, right? We want to request to a user to enter information to the screen. So we use cout, right, to say hey there, hey, okay, enter amount. But since we're using a bank, we might not use this kind of language, hey, enter amount, but for our program we'll just use it. Then now we'll use cin to capture the information from the user in here, just like this. Then we'll put money, just like this, right? Yeah. Now we can the program will run. Let me just show you. Let's run our program. So we enter amount, right, a 55, then enter, and it will say our balance is 0 because we didn't put that we didn't pass that the value of money into our member function, what set amount. So we need to call that one out, just like this. So after they capture the amount, right, from the user, we enabled to pass and send the value to the member function set amount, just like this. Within those curly brackets written float M, we write money, just like this. Now our program will function good. So let's just compile and run it. So I'm going to make in the amount 500, and see our program will say this is your balance 500. So guys, as you can see, this is how we create a class, right? A class which will store bank account details in our in using C++. But this tutorials will continue because we are aiming to build what we call the banking management system using C++. So you'll find out in the following videos as we go step by step. We're going to be adding a lot of information below here, but what we're going to attend to, right, next time we might attend to something like writing our function, which is not included in a class a function that will just display output to the screen, right? Then we'll be using our class for functionality, for all the function, to set amount, make a deposit, withdrawal, everything will be done on this part. So I can do like this, deposit, withdrawal, so that we can deal with this as time goes on, right? Yeah, just like this. So see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching. Cheers, bye for now.